The Bloody Affair by Akinnagbe.
It was 6:30 p.m. and I'd been sitting in that room with Tolani for almost 6 hours. Kola would arrive in another 30 minutes. We needed a little darkness to move without anyone getting suspicious. Tolani had started thinking a little. She had been dead for more than 4 hours. I hoped no one would catch a whiff of the smell outside. No one knew we were in. That fight could have been avoided. I wasn't a killer, but she pushed it. Maybe I should have left her the first time I noticed how easily she could fly into a rage, but I thought it was something I could handle. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to do. It was Kola. He was in town and called that we should see. He was going to lodge in the school guest house, so I left from lectures the previous day to go be with him. My bad. I didn't give Tolani the details. I only told her I wouldn't be coming home, and I never showed up until the next day. I wasn't going to hide anything from her, but I saw how furious she was the day Ada came to our apartment, and Tolani caught us fuddling. There had been a big fight, and I felt really awkward, so I knew I had to start hiding stuff from her. We didn't become friends with the intention of dating. It just happened one random rainy morning. She slept over at my then school hostel, and it was just the two of us in the room. It started to rain very early that morning. Unfortunately, we both slept naked and started feeling cold. Bodies started touching, and then someone had to draw the other close to get some warmth. That was how it started. No one was forced into anything. It was a mutual feeling. Though I felt I preferred men, but then I liked her, and I was cool with the arrangement. A part of me still yearned to be with men, but she was strictly into me, and viciously so. I had to comport myself. She was older and more of an alpha. I was the baby girl who liked all the pampering and attention, but Kola was my weakness. I knew him from way back, even before me and Tolani became an item. I always felt I did something in my past life, and he was my nemesis. He had been very unkind to me so many times, the first of them being that he was the first man I would lay with. He had all the right words and I believed them, until he told me 6 months into whatever it was we thought we had, that him being with me was because he needed to win a bet. You know, every woman would want to have a beautiful first experience until you learn that he was with you because of some silly bet he had with his friends. But then he kept coming back, and I would always accept him because I was fiercely and dangerously in love with him. Tolani knew this story, and she hated him with a passion. Reason she went into a rage when she found out he was the one I had been with. She hated to hear his name. There had been a lot of smoking from that time I left lectures to be with him till the next day I went back to our apartment. Booze, sex, smoke, and a lot of other dangerous things. I was still super high by the time I got back home, and Tolani confronted me. I didn't understand why anyone would challenge me over whatever I did with my life, much less a woman that was supposed to be a one-night stand. You know, just a woman I had a thing with on a cold rainy morning and who had decided not to let go. That was how my drugged mind described her to me. Fight started, and she was getting the upper hand. Well, she was older and bigger. I was more fragile and a crybaby, so I needed all the support I could get. That came in form of one of the stage props we kept around the room. We were both dramatic art students in our final year. I picked up the cow horn and hit her on the head. It was meant to weaken her, so I could make her stop throwing hands and maybe we could get to talk about it. But that didn't happen. There was a lot of blood, so much blood than I have ever seen in my life. She touched her head and brought the bloody hand to her face, and then she started to slump. I couldn't scream. The neighbors weren't around, but I knew there could be people in the next compound. I held her and started pleading. She kept going down till she hit the floor. She was unconscious. I knew she wasn't dead, at least as at then. I picked up my phone and dialed Kola. He didn't answer. I left him stoned at the guest house. I called 5 more times, and he still didn't pick up. I left a message for him. I think I have killed Tolani. By then, she was no longer breathing. I picked up her phone and without switching it off, I removed the battery and her SIM card. If people called her, it would say she was not reachable. That should buy me some time. Kola responded after about 2 hours. I explained all that happened to him tearfully, and all he had to say was, "Oh, ma, you don't use highness keep person picking." Don't worry, pack up the rest of your bags and wrap her up in a sheet. I will be in the truck by 7 p.m. We were writing our final exams already and I started packing some things home. Tolani too had started packing and we're only waiting to write our last paper so we could move out finally. I looked up and my eyes settled on my large travel bag. It could conveniently accommodate 2 average height adults if arranged well. I picked a sheet and laid it on the floor. I moved towards Tolani and started rolling a now heavy bloodied body towards the sheet. The smell again. Why did dead body smell so much? Just then, I heard the sound. Kola's truck was pulling into the driveway with its back. He would come in and help with the rest of the things. And the story would be that we both moved out as we graduated. Hopefully, it would be tagged a mysterious disappearance and no one would trace it to me. Knowing how much we loved each other, no one would doubt that I couldn't do anything to hurt her. It would be our little secret, me and Kola, till we would both enter our graves, or till I would have to take care of him. Until then, may the dead rest.